just see a train come out of an aeroplane. What? Hey guys, welcome to GameStack Auto, and these are the biggest planes that exist on planet Earth. For the first one, let's go old school. So let's go back to the World War II, the Hughes H-4 Hercules. And no, we're not talking about Hercules, the son of Zeus, we're talking about the plane that flies. Or does it? The H-4 Hercules got a nickname, the Spruce Goose. And obviously, it's a water plane. I'll tell you what guys, it is huge. The craziest part about the H-4 is that it's almost completely made out of wood. Well, it kind of looks like a big wheelie, doesn't it? We're talking 8 engines and it can hold 75 tons of cargo. That is a lot of weight. Imagine how many cheeseburgers you could deliver somewhere. 75 pounds each. Probably about 2 million cheeseburgers. It has a wingspan of 97 meters, which makes it one of the biggest planes ever.
And I have stated several times that if it's a failure, I'll probably leave this country and never come back.
The only thing about the H-4 is that it flew for about 1 mile and then it came down. But that still counts, right? It's a quickie. Nothing wrong with that. Next up, the Antonov AN-22. We're going back to the Soviet Union days for this one, and this is way back before Putin was riding bears in Russia. NATO called this plane the Cock. I don't know why everything is related to penises in this show so far, but it just is. The AN-22 was the largest turboprop airplane ever made. 68 of these bad boys have been built and they currently service Russia and Ukraine. It also has a wingspan of 94 meters, which makes it enormously wide. It can carry 4 armored vehicles or 290 passengers. Now that is a lot of Russian mail order brides. Don't mind me. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button or the like button up or down here somewhere for more videos. Let's go, next one. The Boeing B-52. This plane, it just looks so cool. It was built in America, and the last one that was made was in 1962. And guess what? They're still going to be flying until 2040. What's unique about this plane is that it has 8 jet engines, and they're kind of like doubles. So there's 4 with 2 double small little engines. It looks wicked. I'm really not surprised that this came from America, because you know the Americans love their V8s. They love everything with the number 8. Because
America is number 1!
It's basically the Corvette of the sky. The Lockheed C-5 Galaxy. This is a US military plane, and it has 4 massive engines. Massive.
That's what she said!
You know the Americans, they love everything big, from their McDonald's to their planes to everything else. The interior of this plane is huge. It can carry 6 Apache helicopters all at the same time. But what?
America is number 1!
After the C-5 was built, Russia was like, we must make something bigger. And they did. The Antonov AN-124. If you thought the last one was big, this one is even bigger. Now Putin can take his bear on board when he goes traveling. This was one of the heaviest Russian planes ever built. It can carry 150 tons of cargo, and on top of that, 350 people. Now that's a lot of people. I'll be right back. This plane was so good at what it did that the US even leased out a bunch of these to fly in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, before we get to the biggest one of all, let's just mention a few commercial planes that are humongous, because it wouldn't be fair to not include them. The Boeing 747. Introduced in the 1970s, this plane was so ahead of its time. It was double-decker jumbo jet. It was humongous, and it was just a one of a kind. It was never built like that. It was basically the Rolls-Royce of the sky. And up to today, there have been so many flying around everywhere, but unfortunately, it's kind of come to an end because this year, a lot of airline companies have shut down the 747. Qantas has just retired all of them. It's really sad to see because it was one of the coolest planes out there. There is even a cargo version of the 747, and that is the heaviest production cargo plane that exists. It's so good that even Donald Trump has one with the Air Force One. Now, we all thought that plane was massive when it came out, and it was, until the Airbus A380 came out. Then, we felt like there was a building in the sky. The A380 had a wingspan of 261 feet. It also kind of looks like it's just had too much to eat. It can fly over 500 passengers and it weighs 300 tons empty. That thing is huge.
That's what she said!
When this plane came out, soon after, all the Photoshops came out as well, and there was some really funny ones. Even though it's so big, and I've been on it myself, why do I still feel like a sardine on this plane? You still don't have much room. Before we get to the last one, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe or like. Let's get to it. Here we go, the biggest plane on planet Earth, and it's the Antonov AN-225. It was first designed to carry a space shuttle on top of it, and it did. And it has 6 massive engines. It's actually the only plane that has 6 jet engines on it. Not to mention that it has a shit ton of wheels as well. It is seriously big. If you thought the A380 with a 261 foot wingspan was big, this is even bigger. The Antonov AN-225 has a wingspan of 290 feet. This plane is so wild that it can even carry a whole train. This is insane. It's a train in an aeroplane. It can also carry 4 military tanks, each weighing 280 tons. That is an enormous, enormous number. Nothing even comes close to this airplane. The AN-225 is still the biggest airplane on planet Earth. Guys, thanks for watching this episode of GameStake Auto. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe or follow the page, as there'll be many more videos like this soon.